Okay, say we start. Hmm. Before we begin, this page contains the API reference documentation. It's intended to be a resource for people who already have some familiarity with Svelte. Yeah, I've done it a little bit. If that's not you yet, you may prefer to visit the interactive tutorial. I've seen that. Or the examples before consulting this reference. Don't be shy about asking them in the Discord chat room. Sorry, I have blisters on my tongue. So using an older version of Svelte, have a look at the V2 docs. Nops, we're gonna go to V3. To try Svelte in an interactive online environment, you can try the repeal of the stack. Let's do this. We'll do this. And to create a project locally run, I already have local setup, but we'll do the stackblets for now. Or use SvelteKit. Yeah, this is what is SvelteKit. I've looked into it, but I would still suggest that please look into it. At least set it up locally. It's very easy. Um, it's pretty powerful. Okay, the Svelte team maintains a VS Code extension. People using VS Code, please install this. And the Svelte company has created a list of integrations with various other toolings and editors. If you're having trouble, get help in Discord or Stack Overflow. Oops, this is cool. Let's see. Svelte Stack. There are 3,827 questions. Not bad, not bad. Mm. Okay, okay. Component format. Components are the building blocks of Svelte applications. They are returned to Svelte files using a superset of HTML. Using a superset of HTML, okay? All three sections, script, styles, and markup are optional. Interesting. So script logic goes here, markup 0 item goes here, style goes here. Let's put it here. This is the component app. Should we add one file? Should we add a component? Yep, let's add a component. There's already component test.svelte. Yep. So this becomes a component, right? Script logic goes here. Sorry. Script. A script log contains JavaScript that runs when a component instance is created. Okay. So component instance, like the idea of instance encoding is uh, you initialize something from a class or something from a code. So every generated component has its own life cycle. Similarly, its instance gets created, right? So that's the core idea. Variables declared or imported at the top level are visible from the components marker. Okay. There are four additional rules. Export creates a component prop. Svelte uses export keyword to mark a variable declaration as a property, a prop, which means it becomes accessible to consumers of the component. Svelte uses the export keyword to mark a variable declaration as a property or prop, which means it becomes accessible to consumers of the component. So anywhere using the component, this export keyword, so you want to expose a variable you're using here to any other code outside which is consuming the component, you just add export. That's a core idea. See this section attributes and props, calculator. So script export let foo. Values that are passed as props are immediately available. Oh, this is interesting. They're immediately available. Console.log foo. Let's see. Okay. Export let foo. Console.log foo. This will obviously not do anything till we do not consume this component. Let's try consuming this component. Right. This index.js input up from app.html Svelte. Right. And here we'll already import something will count here. Right. Oh. So what do we see anything here? Do we see anything console? Oops. Index.html. Okay. Index.js. Create name Svelte. That's out.html. I'll just test to understand this. What's happening here? Is being imported or not? Is this code working? Oops. Okay, I just updated it. How do I run this? How do I run this? For stack blitz, new tab, works. Console. Oops, this is not working. Okay. This we included. HTML has index.js. HTML put up from. Okay, this works. But I'm not HTML does not works. Right. Is this working? Just for fun, we'll come to know. Okay. Oops. Okay, I'll have to refresh up this. It's loading. Oh, there's a loader. Forever. Connected dev server. Okay. You're connected now. Something's not working here. Okay, I think we'll go the RAPL way. But they'll be like, you have to log in to save it. We'll see. So okay. Still take a look into it. I still want to see if I can make it work. Nothing. Is this even working? Nope. Nothing working. I think we won't list time will come. So test it Svelte export foo console look foo. We'll import a component here till we so script. So we'll just import it here and see how do we import a component. Import test from test.svelte. So those who studied tutorials before, they would be knowing what exactly I'm trying to do here. That's why it asks you to do the tutorials. So let's do this. Okay, this is the problem with login. So it says there's not the expected prop. The prop is foo. Let's put in foo. We'll get the value foo test, and that happens. See the reactivity of it, right? Testing 1, 2, 3. It's just getting updated. Every the value is getting updated. This is why I love Svelte. It's very active. Okay, so this we'll just clear this up. Let it be here. It said hello. So export creates a component prop. Svelte uses the export keyword to mark a variable declaration as a property, a prop, which means it becomes accessible to consumers of the component. So this hybrid Svelte is a consumer of this component test, and foo became accessible to this component. That's any variable which I want to make accessible here. I put an export. That's what they're saying. You can specify a default initial value for a prop. We can specify a default initial value. Let's say default value. What happened now? Let me just remove again. Let's see. Oh, okay. That's see. You see, there's a default value. But if I give a value, it's testing 1 to 3. And interestingly, the error goes away now after the default value. Before you're getting an error. Okay, you can specify a default initial value for a prop. It will be used if the component's consumer doesn't specify the prop on the component, like we did, or if its initial value is undefined, which is the case when instantiating the component. Right. Note that whenever a prop is removed by the consumer, its value is set to undefined rather than the initial value. Okay. So prop is removed by the consumer. Says suppose for some reason this prop gets removed from here. We'll counter it like in the examples. It's saying this value gets reset to undefined and the initial value. Okay. In development mode, see the compiler options are warningly printed, no default initial value is provided, and the consumer does not specify a value. So there's no default, which happened with us, right? It says no default, we do not provide a value, and also it removes the, so we have a running issued. Yep. And the consumer does not specify value. To squelch this warning, ensure the default initial value is specified even if it is undefined. Okay, let's test that. So this becomes a good practice if you want to suppress the warnings. Oh. See, no warning now. Script exportlet bar optional default initial value exportlet bar undefined. If you export a constant, class, or function, okay, we can export any 3 of them. It is read only from outside the component. So basically, you can export anything because in JavaScript you can just export anything, right? Any variable can be exported here. So if it's of type constant, class, or function, it is read only from the outside the component. Functions of valid prop values, however, as shown below. So let's try. Why would someone use a constant? Let's try using this. Constant. Oops, it's a constant, right? And it says it's read only. Let's try something. Foo constant. Tested. Test is created unknown for foo constant, so I cannot do anything with foo constant, but it is read only. Read only from outside the component. Functions are valid value prop values, however, as shown below. So class we'll explore constant. So it can be read here. So imagine if I would like to pass a read, because it's exposed, I can obviously read value from this, function here. Those are done examples. There is something called bind, which I would. That is where. So you can bind this to. So So let's bind this. Those who are not done, we're actually waiting to verify. Let test component. We define just a variable and then we bind this, basically bind test as a component to this variable, right? And then what we do, let's do this. Let's try. If we had done the examples, they would have an idea what I'm trying to do here. Test component dot constant. Oh, it was already destroyed. It says foo constant test component. Okay, what can I do? So push a button here. Okay. Save and click. Let's say console.log of test component, right? Let's see. So, and then we try to export the property constant. Will it work? Yep, it worked. I am a constant. That's so. Let me explain what I did. Let's clear this. Okay, I'll break it down. People who are just starting Svelte, please skip this. This is for if in the examples. This is important. So first and foremost, we binded this component by using bind is equal to test component. We took a variable named test component, then we said, hey, bind this component to this variable. The whole component gets reference in this variable, which you can access throughout this code or this component, because this variable can be accessed by app. So basically create binding. That test became a binding to this variable. That's step one. Second step, we said, hey, button on click. This is the way for new people, not on click is used in Svelte, just like you have in basic HTML. There's a click function inbuilt. So this is on click, execute this part of the code. Curly braces, and then I said console.log test component. So let's see what it would have printed as test component, right? Actually, I would let you guys figure that out. It's a cool exercise. You'll get to know how this binding works. I'll still show you a little bit, maybe. Okay. Okay. So click me. This is a test component. Yep, I'll leave it here. Please do it on your code. You'll have fun. You'll understand how Svelte, creates this component, stores it as an object. Okay, so button on click console.log test component. You click here. It's printing the component here. Right now, what we do, we say, because it's binded, and this constant should be a property. So we print foo constant, expecting that this should be the property of the binded one, because you're binding this variable and this is the property of it, so it should become like object property. This was what I expected. Do this, that's what happens. I'm a constant. Now what if I use this? This should also be right. Click me. Props cannot read directly from the components unless compile access true or Svelte accesses. Okay. Oh, so it's only read only. So the only read only components get accessible like this. at least for constants we know, right? So what's the use of this? So use of this, which I can imagine is, imagine we're importing a component and we have some settings of the component or some uh, values from that component which we need to tell it to a parent component, right? For example, I would like to change the theme and that component's default color is blue. um, I'll set this to be export constant color to blue, and then I can actually bring it here by this. I can actually use this in my code somewhere, you know, as a like. Okay, I'll let's do this. Let's do this. Style. Mm, style. The text color. I'm really bad at remembering all this. Really bad. Okay. Still, let's try. Oops, it's disappeared. Oh, that was disturbing. Um, text color. It's not letting me access this. Let's see if we do this. It says on style. So unclick, and it's not letting me access it here. It's saying the component was like destroyed if I use it here. It is this. Okay. Not able to read the style. What if I I give it here? Let's see. Let's try this. Nope. It's saying it's still undefined. See, this is something which is not letting me access the unless until it's on button click. It's an interesting thing to find out. That here the binding works, button click, but here it does not. Hmm. So how can I use it? Can I use this? Say object. Can I use color beach? I'm just playing with the color. All they can use the undefined. Okay, let's extend this component. What we'll do is we'll just add this part for this test. Okay, this test. Does this work? It does. This component is being imported, and we'll actually Now on click I'm able to use it. Okay, let's test this. Function print. So what we'll do is we'll try to access this value of function and see if it works. Print const of the test component. Let's move it from here to here. Call this function here. One click. Let's see what it does. HTML should have a child. Okay, it's not child content now. So this works. This works, right? Oh, okay. I think initially when this is happening because initially the component is getting created, because they get created like that. Let's try this. I think we'll have to use something like on mount also because when the component's created, but that's an advanced version. Okay, let's try on mount. Let's explore. On mount. See, I'm bad with this. I have to go to the interactive tutorial. It says basics. I want to learn the on mount thingy. There was something called on mount. Yep, it's here. Yep, I can just import on mount from Svelte. No, sorry. Yep, it's not an op, it's a module. So it says on mount async. It's async. So let's just see what on mount does. Every component has a lifecycle that starts when it gets created and it's destroyed. These are a handful of functions that allows you to run code at the key moments of the lifecycle. So one you'll use most frequently is on mount, which turns out the component is first rendered to the DOM. So we'll see this on mount, right? And then we'll create a function, and inside that we will create a async function. Don't on mount, we can just simply put stuff into there, right? So let's see, what I do is I'll take let color. Now can we test component dot color pg? Can we access this? So what we're doing is we are declaring a variable, then we are putting that, assigning that variable the constant on when the component is created, and then we will put this here. Oh, it worked. So guys, what we did, this is interesting, right? So this is before, what we were trying was we just using the value directly. So first we learned that we can access the constant here. Now I was wondering what is the use. Then I thought I can use it as a color of, let's say, the whole theme. Like I can decide the theme. It's just one of the use cases, right? I'm importing component and color, behavior. I can pass so much data and make it could be a setting that if maybe this component has 3 configurations, and if I this is the configuration which that import belongs to, right? I do not need to maintain a map. I can just, there's so many possibilities I can think of. But the basic one was, what if I am able to import a color and use it here? So this is what I was doing. We first tried this, the most basic idea that, hey, style, what was color? See, I'm so bad at this. It it's text color, right? Text color, and we're first trying this. That test component dot color pg, which did work. uh, and I was surprised. Then I realized, hey, wait, this is getting initiated when this is being created, right? uh, that is why, maybe. So then we created this. We decide, hey, let's use on mount, which gets initiated when the components gets created. So we did this first, and we test it. It works. So what if I do this? Hey, did it work? Did it something? Text color. Text color. Is it just color? Yay! See, it worked. Now what if I do it red, or I make it blue, or I make it green? Okay, this won't work. Okay, this is, so you see, this is so cool. Actually, I'm printing color here. What if I print something color? Um, this worked, and we put green, yellow. So this is cool. Like, okay, so that's how I can use constants. See, sometimes learning, I mean, you learn by doing. You can't just read the documentation and learn. um, that's something which I learned the hard way. Okay, so you're on export. If you want me to, should I explain it again? I'll actually, so what is happening in this code, we'll just break down. Let me actually clean this code a little bit. Import goes up. Yep. Lightning world, it is render 3. Okay, then made a function to test it. Which can I, because you tested, so I'll let it be there. Okay, I'll delete it to actually make it simpler. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so you had this, which I had explained, color, that foo. Now I wanted to access this property and use it somehow. We're trying to directly access it, was not working, which kind of made sense. We first did this binding, and now we went into, you know, assigning that property to variable from the reference, and then actually using it, and it works. So it works also because when this variable gets updated, because Svelte is reactive, so when this value gets associated, and that is my assumption, I might be wrong, this value comes down here and acts, and this work. Okay, now I should make it a pleasant color for me. Nice. Blue. Orange. Fun. Orange. I like it. I like orange here. Okay, so this is cool. So we learned how to, if you export a constant class of function, it is read only from outside the component. Functions are valid. Hey, this is cool. Let's do this. Export. Can we do function directly? Export function, or export f func. Okay, value. Console.log value. That's what you're doing. Okay. So there's a function which is being exported right now. We'll make it the same treatment. Let's see. We had a button here, if you remember, right? This, and then we had a function. First and foremost, we'll try to console log this function with, no, we'll actually call the function. Why should we console log this? Let this be color pg. We'll call this function from here. This is so cool, right? Let's call this function func, calling func. Will func respond? Let's comment this out. It says counter already destroyed because you made some mistake. What mistake did we made? Print constant, test component. Okay. Oh, export is not defined. Wait, export. Which export is not defined? Export. Export. What was export? Unexpected. Export. Hmm. Okay. It's not an export function. Am I doing something wrong? Isn't this a function? Choose function. Okay. The export function, right? Export function greet name. Oh, they did that. Export function. Oh, I mixed. Sorry. Sorry. My bad. I mixed the usage of both. Okay. So, now this worked. The function is here, calling function. So when we click on click, it should first call func with value which is console.log. Yeah, it worked. So it works here. So see, we can actually even expose the function from inside a component as a read only to to the parent component or wherever you import the component. That's so cool, right? You get you can do so many things with that. Can you do this? Let's try this. This would be cool. Color BG. Color BG we make. Let's make this color BG equal to green on click. So the idea is when we click this, it calls this function which calls the test component function, calling function which prints and also changes the color BG value to green. Let's see what happens. Okay. Oops, we assigned to a constant variable, which is not allowed. Yep. So we should change it to. We can change things here, right? Export let color text equal to green. Oh, yellow. Okay, white. Let's do some magic. And let's make h1 color this, right? See, again forgot. It's font color is text color. It's this color. Huh. I always remember text color. Maybe because of using a library, which I should use less of it. Color. We assign this variable. Color text. This is test. Okay. First, let's do it yellow. So this is test, right? Now what you're doing is we are doing it white. You can't see it. Now when we click this, it will call function, it will change the color pitch to green, and there should be magic. Oh, what did I do? See. Okay. Magic. Try number 3. Are you watching closely? It worked. It worked. It was green. It was white. It appeared. But let's do the magic again. Pink. And then we make it green. Then we can just keep toggling or we can start passing values here also, right? We can take a color, click, so you can take an input box, take a name of the color, pass it to this value, change the text in that. So we could have done it, obviously we could have done it this way also, where we could have changed. Actually, why export this value? Why did I export this value? I don't want to export this value, right? I just want to expose it. So this is cool. So this is what we do. Okay. So if I export this value, I can just do anything here. Right. Color text yellow. Okay. I can just do that. But the issue is, what if I do this this, it breaks, right? Um, I can actually put a check here also before implementing here. So this we can export. But what if I want to have a variable which I do not want to export uh, for a lot of reasons? Let's say I just want to let a function change its value, and I can put few checks also here, right? Or I can actually do a calculation. Let's say I want to have a variable which I want to do a calculation here based on what function is called with some value and display it here. Like, okay, first we'll export. Let this be what it was. Let val equal to 4, and then I'll display test val here, right? Test 4. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to, based on this value, I want to assign val equal to value into val. Not a bad idea. I can also put checks here if is value a number or not, right? So from here, if I don't call function, I call 4. So 4 from here, 4 val is already, it should become 16 when we click, and then it should become green also. Why? Because the color text gets assigned to green. See, this is so cool. See, I reinitialize it. This worked. This is so cool. Okay, so that's the core idea, right? I don't need to expose a variable, but I can still play it through a function. So the value is not exposed. It remains internal, but based on other variable which I can call through a function, I can do this. And so initially I could have exported, let's say, value and passed the directly. But what if I want an action to work on this, right? So, I mean, you can imagine the possibilities. You click on change, you have a function. You can you can just call this function, like you can do so in this component with functions you can do so many things. Then you can those functions in this component also. So imagine you create some function for your for your the component you're creating, and then it gets exposed to every component out there, right? Which is using it, which you can use to control, manipulate, or do magic in this component. That's the beauty. I mean, yeah, I love Svelte. Okay, moving on. Our pace, I guess, is slow, but I hope you're learning. I'm definitely learning. If you export a constant class of function to read only from outside the component, function valid prop values, however, is shown below. Script, these are read only, export constant, this is read only, export function, this is a prop, export lit format, n dot to fixed. Oh, this is why I was doing it wrong. Oh. I was doing this. I should have done this. Oh, that's just a warning. It should still work. Hey, why didn't you work? What did I do wrong? That's a shorthand actually. What did I do wrong? I'm basically, see, I'm a noob, so I'm basically doing something I can put in the comments, but Lol. This works. Right. This works. Oh, this doesn't work. Oops. This one does not work. Props cannot be directly. Oh, this should work. Wait. Oops. No, not else this. Okay. Confused. Someone can help me. But this works. This works. Wait. Hey. I don't even know whether that worked or not. Export let French. This did not work, right? Yes, this did not work. And we don't know about this. Hey, it worked. Oh, okay. See what is happening. See. So because we are val equal to value to val, every time it's multiplying with 4. Hey, you can build a game. We kind of build a game. It's called the game of growth. Oh, your balance. Click me to multiply your money. Okay. What if I just gave it like, so my balance is 4. Touch. And 16, 64. Yeah, it works. Okay, so coming back. So it says read-only props can be accessed as property in the element tied to the component using bind this. Hey, this is what we did. With this, bind this, right? So it says read-only props can be accessed as properties on the element tied to the component using bind this syntax. It also says you can use reserved words as prop names. Okay, I think I'll take a break now. This has been. You guys should also take a break. Let's gather after 5 to 15 minutes. Okay. Till then, multiply a dodge. Sorry. Magic. That's the magic. Hey. This yellow. Hey. Wait. I want to go ahead. I want to make it. Hey, how did I make it yellow? See, I lost. Default value. Yeah. I'll remove from here also. The default is white. The first value is 1 and click me to make some money. Print constant. First I want to send. Okay, I'll have to write a lot of code. Okay. I'll just make one print constant. First. So what I did, I made it click me to make first and click the multiplier. So I click, the function value is 1 plus 1 I keep on clicking. Let's keep on 1. Multiply this food by clicking the 11111. Yeah. Okay, guys, we meet in some time.